Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, new build day. So, there's a couple of things I wanted to achieve today with this particular build. Firstly, I'm in need of a few caps, so I wanted somewhere that would produce a respectable amount of purified water that I can sell in addition to anything else I happen to want to sell. Secondly, I wanted to try out a couple of different techniques. Firstly, building with mixed materials. And thirdly, something that one of you guys suggested, which was building foundations on top of concrete stairs. I thought it'd make a good way to put extra levels in on the ground level. So, let's take a look, shall we? So, you can see where we're starting out. We are not far from where we were previously, down here right at the south end of the Savage Divide. That's the camp there, not far from Vault 96. We've got Lake, something I can't pronounce there. The relay tower just over here. There's Watoga. And Spruce Knob's just up here. And you'll see this is where we were last time. So, got this foundation lined up. I'm working with this little corner in the cliff face here as a starting point. Makes a nice little enclosed area, sort of either behind or in front of the build, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm going to drop a few foundations in. I'm actually going to mix some of these up in a little bit, but we'll get an idea of what we're working with first. First thing we need to do is start off with a nice level base from which to build. We'll tweak it in just a moment. For some strange reason, this particular foundation piece didn't want to snap in. I think, despite all evidence to the contrary, there's actually an invisible foundation piece there. Because I logged back in after I finished the build and found one had mysteriously appeared in the gap. So how this happened I don't know, but there we go. My plan did include leaving that gap actually blank, as I wanted to have a kind of water feature, Romanesque style thing going on in the middle of the build there, which you'll see a bit more in a moment. This is a technique that was suggested, sort of testing it out here. You can see we can get a foundation to sit straight over the top of the concrete stairs there. Don't know if it works with the wooden ones, I shouldn't imagine so, but it does with these concrete ones. But now that we can see it definitely works, we'll get ourselves set up. So I'm going to pull out the existing foundation pieces and just lower this one down so that we've got a thing in the right place to start off with, rather than trying to eyeball it. So it's just a simple case of selecting the item, holding the place button, and then moving it down to the mouse wheel on PC. So we've got that first one in at the height we want it, which is actually the only height I can put it, but it works out quite well for us. So we'll just snap the extra foundations onto these lowered pieces. Clear that up so it'll snap more easily, not try to snap to the higher section. That's the play ball. There we go. We're left with a one foundation wide gap between the lower and the upper pieces. Just snap a couple of staircases in. That one won't go in, but we don't really need it anyway. You can do this, technically speaking, without the stairs. Just snap the lower level onto itself down here. But this way, we're left with a short flight of stairs up to the higher level, which is what I had in mind. Look a little better if everything was, if those stairs stretched the full width of the foundation, but this is what it is, we have to make do. Got the walls in, get a door in so I can actually get back out now. There we go, going to stick with the wooden frame. I'll drop one in this side, because my original idea here was to snap some of the wooden foundations straight on over a back door here. But it didn't want to cooperate, and as it happens we're very close to, or relatively close to the back edge of the build area there, so making better use of the space, we're going to extend out rather than press this walkway right up against the back wall. It won't let me build over the edge. Sometimes you can get away with pushing just outside the build area, but it's not going to play ball on that one here. So stick these foundations in. There's a walkway. Be nice if I could use the half-width floor pieces, but unfortunately, Fallout 76 won't oblige us on that one yet. But yet, you never know, it might change. So, we'll remove our superfluous doorway and replace it with a window. Just select the scrap button, and then you've got the store scrap replace options. Just go for the replace option. There we go. Nice and easy. Not much of a view out that window, but matches up there. Once again, the gate's not cooperating. Do actually manage to use them a bit later on, but they're not really very practical, so. On to the usual fence pieces. Ended up taking that second one out as I couldn't get any more in that side, and having it on its own just didn't really look very good, so. I'm going to tweak this a little bit and extend it a little further out. You'll see why when it comes to the tour, but I actually ended up putting a little generator shack in the back corner there. So, putting the gates on the inside here, see they open the right way, which is convenient. It sort of provides access to where the water purifiers are going to go. You don't actually need them, you can reach over the top, but makes more sort of headcanon sense, I suppose. We'll get this last one in. Actually, no, we won't. It won't cooperate, so fence post it is. This will be coming back out in a moment anyway. And we'll put a upper story in. I'm going to use the internal staircase. And I'm going to head upstairs and put the dark laminate flooring in, because I'm quite liking that at the moment. Incidentally, if you do want to put any railings around that little open section of floor there, put them on before you put the staircase in, because you definitely can't do it afterwards. I didn't much fancy taking everything down and starting over, so I decided I was quite happy with the way it looked without railings anyway, so. Alright, we're going to stick some walls on here. I'm going with a bit of a sloped roof design, so half walls around the outside and a full-size one in the middle on each end. Stick the angled wall pieces on either side. And we'll roof it up. This will be about the point where I realised I had a hell of a lot more stuff stored than I thought I did. I had to pause for a moment and scrap a whole load of stuff. But there's a lot of stuff I didn't need, so freed up some room. Means I'll have to spend extra materials building them again next time I want them, but that's life, unfortunately. There we go. So I initially put windows up here, but when it came to putting the video together at the end and doing the final tour, I decided to tweak it and put a couple of balconies out there, just to break up the form factor of the building a little bit. You'll see what I mean in just a second. So, that's the build completed. Let's take a look around the place. So, very, very simple to put together, really. Only technical part really being the staircases. Right, good supply of water out the back, little balcony on the top. So those were a bit of a last minute addition, so just seeing them now. Come around the corner. Dead simple little shack here. We've got a sloped roof on it. I think. I did initially put a sloped roof on it, yeah, as otherwise the fusion core generator won't fit underneath the roof, so. Dead simple, windows on the back edge there so I can run the cables out. Could have used the technique of running them through the wall with the door, but I wanted to keep with something that made a little bit more sense. We'll have a look at our fully decorated front patio area. So you can see all the workbenches out here. Gone for the oil lamps as they give a nicer coloured light than any of the electric options, certainly the ones I've got available at the moment. A little bit of decoration, little seating area there. We'll take a look inside. Fortunately, no HUD on, so I didn't realise my Pip-Boy light was on. I'll tend to that in a moment. A little spartan on the decoration in here. I'm starting to run out of room, but yeah, looks okay. Finally got a couple of cuckoo clocks, so got those up on the wall. A few instruments in the corner. At long last, I've got some decent seating options. Had a few in the last build, but we've expanded that in the meantime, so looking a little bit more homely now. Sofa up here, little desk and the bed. Take a look at our new balconies. Pretty basic. I didn't want to do anything too big. Could possibly have squeezed a chair or two out here, but nice little view out for now anyway. An alarm clock down there on the bedside table. That's a freebie in the atomic store at the moment. That fireplace in the corner, while we check out the view. If you take the roof off and just position it carefully in, as long as it's close to the lower end of the roof will just snap straight back through it, which provides you with something that actually fits. Otherwise you won't be able to place it and it'll jump up on top of the roof. And it gives you a nice little chimney in the corner, which is also cool. I did initially have that fireplace downstairs, but the drawback we had to that was that with it being so close to the ceiling, the smoke just emerges directly into the floor above, which doesn't look great, to be honest. But if you get it on an upper floor like that, it will smoke outside the building, which is much, much better. So we'll make our way back towards the entrance and take a look around this place in the evening, because it looks quite cool, if I do say so myself. Unfortunately, those blackberries once again appear to be floating. They're technically not, but a slight flaw with the model there, unfortunately. I'm not going to go all the way around this time. Just take a quick look around. A little bit of light coming off the water purifiers there. Doesn't look quite so bad from this angle than the blackberries, but I do like my blackberry juice. That AP regen is always good to have. Loving the atmosphere out here as well with the oil lamps. Using the rock face to enclose the area as well looks pretty good. You can jump straight down, but it's not advised unless you're in power armor. You won't die, but you will take unnecessary damage. Could possibly do with a little bit more light in here, but it's just about a big enough space that the lights won't reach all the way into the middle. I have got one light over the water in the middle there anyway, but it's not casting out a great deal of light, so not quite ideal, but on the whole, pretty happy. Hopefully, some of the new upcoming building items will include some nicer lighting options to look forward to, hopefully, over the next month or so. Definitely looking forward to seeing what's coming anyway. Oh, nice little view out over the patio there. A couple of string lights at the top there. They're actually, they were a limited time Christmas feature, those, I think, in the Atomic Shop. You've got twinkling options available as well, and I think there's a third option as well, but I've just gone for the flat white ones. They're more in keeping with the vibe. Don't really illuminate the room, but they do kind of light the roof a little bit, which is something, I suppose. And there we go. Flag on the wall. Another constant pet peeve of mine that we've only got the one this time around. Come on, Bethesda, give us more flags. And there we go. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I do hope you liked that one. If you did, you know what to do. As always, social media links are down in the description as well. And for now, thank you very much, and I'll be speaking to you all very, very soon.